Welcome to the Orlando Lions Den Podcast, your number one Orlando City podcast. For the fans, by the fans. For the fans, by the fans. Keeping you in the know on all things Orlando City since 2018.
Hello. Welcome to another edition of Orlando Lions Den Podcast. We're back after the group stages of the League's Cup. Well, our group stage. This wonky tournament still's got a couple games going, I think, for the next day or two. So waiting to see how the bracket fills out, but we do know where we are in our side of the bracket. We're going to go over the matches and look forward to the first round of 32 matchup that we have against Cruz Azul. And talk a little bit about the stuff in between, including some transfer rumor stuff that we saw dropping in the last couple of days. So let's get to it, boys. Welcome again to all our listeners. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to start with you in my side here, the bottom right. Mike, with your Talladega Nights shirt. How's it going, brother?
Dude, I'm all right, man. It's feeling all right, feeling good. It's good to win the group. Game ended up being a little bit more difficult than it needed to be, and Cleon's apparently learning how computers work right now in real time. But no, I feel good. Green card Enrique's a dog, and vamos Orlando. Yeah, man, let's go.
Let's do it. Yeah. Green card Enrique is modern day Maradona, so we'd like to see it. We're gonna let Cleon try and figure that out. Ryder, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
Happy National Root Beer Float Day.
Is that why you were late?
Maybe.
Man was late because he's
Soda
making a root beer float.
Not for me.
It's my second of the day. I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy this holiday, but I'm good. I enjoyed the group stage. We played relatively well despite Kyle Smith. And even then
shameful.
It was, let's just say this, and I'll just get this out of the way in my intro. 167 appearances for the club in all competitions. His first red card. I was actually shocked to hear that stat. So I would have thought.
I don't know how he's gotten away with so many.
This is what I'm saying, Cleon. So I'm happy to see us get through. I'm happy to see us get a win and a draw win, even though those PKs were basically pointless. I still adore seeing a League's Cup edition of the Running of the Wall, but I'll bring that up later. So good League's Cup. Good to go to the match with Mike against Montreal. Thank you, Alex. Didn't get to say that on Den After Dark after Montreal. Thank you, Alex, so much for the tickets. That was a really fun time.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone. My wife went painting, so duty called. So that's.
Did the painting turn out good?
Yes, she's very good at it. And I told her to still don't quit her day job, though. She makes too much money. So
you should put it on the wall next to the net.
Yeah, she's got a couple now, so I don't know. I can't glorify her that much. She'd get her head would be too big if I had it on the wall. Cleon's on page 74 of his preseason fantasy football spreadsheet. Also, he can score the most points and finish sixth. How you doing, Cleon?
You know that was a fluke. You know that it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Alpha Revenge is almost time. It'll be on this year, so I don't want to hear none of that. Relegation this year, so hopefully.
He really wants to win this so badly.
I don't know how Mike ended up with the belt, by the way. He didn't even make the playoffs.
Graham, come get the belt.
I'm legit might just have to drive the dang thing to his house, bro. Like, he's ridiculous.
I've been jokingly, trying to figure out what his work schedule is. I'm just going to show up to Olive Garden and give him his belt.
Just camp in front of the wall until he shows up.
Ridiculous.
The belt is nice. This year we got League 2 coming up. So we got 14. Well, we can't get started about this. We have 13 other people that are playing in League 2 because somehow Mr. Spreadsheet Analyst landed in both leagues. And he makes
To be
up his
fair-
own rules that if he wins the other league, he gets promoted if he gets relegated, so he doesn't actually lose a spot.
It's
So-
Cleon B.
Bro, the odds of that happening would be, first off, I'm never getting relegated. That's number one. That's like Man City getting relegated. I'm never getting relegated. Somebody
Well, that's-
actually in League Two asked that question, but like, well, what happened? Can you get relegated from League One? I say, yeah, technically. And I was like, yeah. Then it's like, but you can't get promoted from here. I was like, no, not unless I was to get rid. They're like, well, what if you don't win this one and you get relegated? I was like, I don't know, that legit never crossed my mind because there's just no way. This is never going to happen.
Here's the thing, man.
Pick up another or we add an extra person.
I'm just going to go ahead and say real quick, man. You know, you should have used an example of a team that's never been relegated before because you just proved that it's possible.
I was
Oh,
trying to
that's
say
Man City back
Man
in the
City
day,
got
bro.
relegated in the 70s or 80s.
1996.
That's
90s.
that don't even count.
I'm rolling my eyes big time. I think
We're
you
off
should
the
only be
rails
able to
already.
stay in the front if you win the bottom league. I don't want to see coming third. What are we doing? Bottom two or bottom three go up and top
Bottom
three
two,
go up?
no, bottom two.
Bottom two go down.
Bottom two go down from the top league, and the regular season champion comes up, and the playoff champion comes up.
So Supporter Shield and
if
MLS
they
Cup.
are the same person.
Then if it's the same person, then the playoff runner-up comes up.
Okay. I'm surprised Cleon didn't say that the team with the most points comes up.
Or secondary assists.
You know, no, come on, don't do that, Alex. Let's move on. He's not.
All right. We'll get into our sponsors.
Great segue.
We'll start off with Eddie. If you need insurance, he's got you covered with Compare on Insurance Agency, company wholly owned by Liberty Mutual Insurance, car insurance, home insurance, life insurance, pet insurance, renter's insurance. Yeah, you don't have coverage, get coverage, especially with hurricane season coming up and already here. Obviously, we had a little storm this past weekend, but make sure you give Eddie a call. He can help you out with Compare on Insurance Agency. QR code's on the screen. You can message the pod anytime. You can shoot him a message on Twitter or Facebook to the podcast as well, and we would be more than happy to help you out. We got Leo at the Epic Mortgage team powered by U Mortgage. Leo Gonzalez. He's a loan originator, so he writes the loans. Rates are the lowest they've been in a year. I think I saw them at 6.15 or 6.2 today. So rates are going down, hopefully. So make sure you give Leo a call if you're looking to refinance a loan that you've gotten in the last 6 months to a year. Maybe you are looking to purchase a home now that the rates are kind of going down and the housing market is looks to be going down too, because I've seen that there's more inventory now than there has been in a long time. So give Leo a call, shoot him a text, 407-844-7696, applywithleo.com. He can do the one half of writing the mortgage for you, and then we have our man Chad McGibbon. He can represent you as a realtor, avid Orlando City fan, diehard Orlando City fan, a longtime listener. We appreciate him, and we hope you guys can use his services and learn to appreciate him as well. Give him use a QR code, and he's on Twitter at Chad McGibbon, and he can help you out for representing you as a buyer or a seller when purchasing or selling your home. So give him a shout if you are in the process of doing that. Let's see who else we got. Hourglass Brew still. They still got our beer.
I think they might still have a little bit left. Probably not much though.
Yeah. I need to. I've just drank my last one 2 nights ago, but No Mango No Party is still available. We appreciate them and all that they did for our watch party. We've obviously been on a roll since the watch party. Cleon still got his 4-pack up, but yeah, go check out our not to drink our beer. Give them a visit at their Curry Ford location or in Longwood by the old dog track by Papa B's, next door to Papa B's. I don't think there's a greater tiny shopping plaza in Orlando than the one that has Hourglass Brew and Papa B's and basically next door to each other.
They also opened a Lego store in there, like a local Lego store.
Oh yeah, solidified.
Super random. It's so awesome. They also got the taco place in there. Super good.
Solidified. Best mini shopping plaza in Orlando, up there in Longwood. So go check it out. All right, let's move on. Talk about winning the group in the Leagues Cup. Just absolute dominant win against Montreal. We were up 4-0, and then old man Joseph gets a squeaker by Robin Janssen and Pedro, and it goes 4-1 to Montreal. After that match, we basically had won the group. I mean, it would have taken a lot to not win the group after that match, especially once Montreal beat San Luis. I mean, they were coming into the San Luis match. It was, I think we had to lose to them by 5 goals to be eliminated or something of that nature. So, and then, you know, it just wasn't going to happen. So, we do what we needed to do, absolutely hammer Montreal, and then 1-1 and penalties against San Luis. As Ryder mentioned, basically the most pointless penalty shootout you'll ever see in your entire life. The results were the same no matter what. Could have won, could have lost, and both teams would have stayed exactly where they were. But Orlando City stays undefeated, down 9-0 in penalty kick shootouts.
Never lost.
And yeah,
it was for the pride of that.
Never lost.
That is true.
Pride to keep the streak going with unbeaten, even technically with the scoring of a draw. And like Cleon said, never lost a PK.
Yeah, 9-0. Impressive. We overcome the Kyle Smith red card, which went under to VAR and yellow was rescinded, red was given. Obvious red to me. But so he'll be at the next match. But I mean, satisfying group performance, 5 points. It's kept our little hot streak going. We did what we had to do. I know there's a tropical storm and the attendance was a little wonky on the second match against San Luis, but you know, I think as we get going, we're going to host some games and hopefully we'll get some more people out. So tell me what you guys thought. You know, did you expect anything more against San Luis? Were you happy with the 1-1? I mean, obviously there's not much to be disappointed about in the Montreal match other than giving a goal up to Joseph. Cleon, what were your thoughts on the group stage?
It was impressive, man. A lot of times when you're hot in the regular season, especially, you know, everyone knows we started off a little shaky to say the least. You wonder if you could carry it over into different tournaments. So, I mean, I guess the mindset changes a little bit, and then you know, it's a little more pressure and, you know, things like that. So you wonder if they can just carry that on, and they looked exactly the way they looked coming in, man. All of a sudden we're super dangerous, and it doesn't even look like the same club, man. Like it's crazy. Like I just never understand why we just can't do this from the jump. But I mean, out the gate, I don't know why it always takes us more than half a season to get going. But you know, you gotta take what you get. And right now we're on fire. So I mean, I don't even feel like we were challenged at all, honestly. In that first group stage, like it was a cakewalk for the most part. Even in the games that are a little bit closer, there was really no imminent threat, except for coming from us. And you know, guys are on fire, man. Faku, same thing as a club. I don't know why it takes him half a season to get going, but I love when he does. So I mean, I really couldn't ask for anything more. Coming out of our win streak, and you know, I'll take it, man.
Yeah, the only thing I'd ask for more is not to have to play Cruz Azul in the first round of the knockout.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah,
but
that's tournament soccer.
If you're gonna do it though, I mean, this is the form you want to be in, right?
Yeah.
So,
and Charlotte got knocked out, and now they got a month off. You know, 3-4 weeks off to hopefully lose their steam, and that's a team that we can attack when we get back to get on top of them on the table. So, Mike, let me ask you something.
Hit me with it.
We obviously we got Cruz Azul. How much do we know about the bracket so far?
So from what we know about the bracket so far, Cruz Azul is probably one of the tougher opponents that we could have for a lot of what's left of this tournament, which super sucks, honestly. Basically with where we finished and the way that the seeding works and the way the rules of this tournament are, we will be hosting until I think the quarterfinals, and the only way that we end up we could host beyond that if Cincinnati's eliminated. So basically Cincinnati won their group. Two teams didn't do us the favors that we needed them to, that being Philadelphia and NYCFC. NYCFC was up 2-0 on Cincinnati, and then after the 79th minute they conceded 4 goals. So Cincy won the group, and they're not in the bottom of the bracket, they're in the top of the bracket now with us. And then Philadelphia, they won the shootout against Cruz Azul. We don't play Cruz Azul. We would have been playing either Philly or Charlotte. Actually, I think we would have been playing Charlotte. Now Charlotte's eliminated. So unfortunate luck, but the way that the seeding for home field advantage works out is based off of last year's performance during the regular season. So I think there's like 2 or 3 Mexican teams, and Cincinnati are the only teams ahead of us that have hosting priority over us. So realistically, if we make it to the final against like Club America or Tigres actually is on our side of the bracket, so they wouldn't count. It's literally Club America, Cincinnati or Tigres are the only teams that would have, I think, hosting priority over us. Other than that, we can host every game at home of this tournament. So should take advantage of that. Like you guys were saying, this team is playing the way that we kind of all wished and hoped and prayed that they would have been at the beginning of the season. So you got to feel good about that and seeing them doing what they're doing right now. Yeah, I don't know if you have anything else that you needed to ask.
No, that was a good summary. So we'll have Cruz Azul, and then who do we know if we beat Cruz Azul, who the next round would be against?
DC or to be determined.
It's either going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be DC or most likely, as it stands right now, I think New England. Let me see what that. Yeah,
Alex's face says it all.
It might actually be Mazatlan right now. I'm not 100% sure, though. I got to take a look at the table, which means we could see the return of one Josue Colman.
Ooh.
The prodigal, the prince who was promised. Huh?
Does he play for them?
He actually play?
Yeah, he plays for them.
Starts?
No, like
sometimes.
Well, they can't be too good.
Yeah. Did you have any thoughts on the group stages? Anything stick out in your mind, Mike?
Well, first, I just want to follow up. It's funny because Mazatlan's actually got a team of like some MLS rejects because they have Colman, but they also have Luis Amaria, who was the striker that went to Minnesota and said, "I'm going to break the record for most goals scored in a season," and then scored like 6. If that, something crazy. So he's the striker, and Colman is one of their midfielders in rotation. But I mean, the main thing that stuck out for me is, I mean, against San Luis, the red card sucked, but I felt like we were still the better team for the first 60 minutes of that match, and that included us being down a man for 25 minutes. We still took it to them. We scored while we were down a man. They definitely started to ramp things up, and if Pedro wasn't in goal and finding form, we probably would have lost to San Luis. But my big takeaway from all of this is I know people don't want to give credence to the Leagues Cup. They don't like it. Here's my thing. We were a team in form going into this tournament. We are a team in form in this tournament right now. If you want to be a team in form at the end of the season and going into the playoffs, you need to have longevity in this tournament. That's one of the most important things. We've at least gotten ourselves out of the group. We are in a favorable position for knockouts because once we get through Cruz Azul, if we're able to get through Cruz Azul, we have favorable teams in front of us that we can beat. So for me, you have to do well. You got to get past them, and you got to keep going because you want to keep these guys on the field. You want to keep playing and keep winning games because right now that's the DNA. That's the team. They're winning games. They're scoring goals. And again, shout out to Enrique. Got that green card and figured out how to finish. He's not missing frame now. Like, I love it.
And hell, speaking on that, bro, if you are sitting out, if you are sitting out in this tournament, I know after that first game, you had to be like, damn, I should have went to this game. Because you talk about a damn exciting game, bro. I mean, at least from the Orlando City side, we don't get those very often. We don't get those types of games very often where you just beat the holy hell out of somebody, 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, whatever. That was amazing to see, amazing to watch. And if you didn't go, you missed out of the game, bro. At least in
Ryder, your thoughts on the group stages?
Great group stage, honestly. Blowing the doors off Montreal was a lot of fun. We definitely look good there. Facundo, Enrique, even Thor looked great. I think that match might have given people too much comfort going into the San Luis match. And even then with the red card, like Mike said, we were a better team. We could have done better with 11 men and we didn't. And we got tired. I think we could have benefited from a few subs earlier on to manage the match. We got a goal back, and with 10 men, that's a feat, but we were the better team. The only reason this ended in a draw in 90 minutes is because we were down a man. The penalty shootout, that's just what we do, but in the 90 minutes, I liked what I saw. Honestly, Pedro is a great shout for this group because he had unbelievable performances, and just seeing him deny Martinez in the Montreal match, that alone made Martinez's first goal. It made it that much sweeter that he didn't get that second one, and that on the penalty, he made the save. He kept us in the game, and he did that again a couple times against San Luis. And one shout out I will give is to Duncan McGuire, who on Friday of last week played 20 something minutes against Monaco, or not Monaco. Who was it?
Morocco,
close enough. Morocco in Paris, and then apparently got on the first flight out of Dodge and came off the bench, and I believe he had a save in the box, which
almost a goal line clearance, almost.
Yeah, and he didn't get a lot of shots going in, but it's still nice to see him come off the bench and have a decent performance. So we didn't think we would see him again in our stadium, and yet he comes in, he wants to play. I love it when guys, and I've said this about Pedro's done it before, I think Cesar did it, they come back from international duty and they immediately want to play. And that's something all of our fans, Orlando City fans, are going to like that because it's the hustle and perform thing. Yeah, it wasn't a great performance because he came off the bench and he didn't score, but I'm going to give him that little shout. So yeah, great group. I am honestly happy. I was more paying attention to the Philly shootout than I was our shootout, but I welcome Cruz Azul either way because it's a good test for us.
Yeah, we got to play who we got to play, so that's the way the cards fell. And that's what we got.
And I mean that's something that we've kind of been saying anyways, is we're playing these games against teams that like we should be beating. We haven't really played against teams that like are that good of a test for us. This is a team that's a good test for us. So You know what, honestly, yeah, it's the tougher matchup, but I kind of welcome it because we need this.
Could be a statement win.
I don't know. For me, man, I don't even know. I mean, I know we're on this like hell of a roll, right? But just when you put the two halves together of our season so far, I wouldn't ever. I'm not ever at the point to where, or at least not yet, to where I would ever say, "Oh, we're supposed to beat these guys and this, that, or whatever." Because I thought that whole first half of the season we were supposed to be beating everybody's breaks off, and we weren't doing it. So for me, this tournament's been a test so far. Whether you think we should have won them or not, this team's been inconsistent. It's been consistent on this streak, but when you're putting the whole season together, you can say that's been inconsistent. So for me, this has been a good test to go in through and start knocking down and not just beating, but beating the hell out of teams you quote quote supposed to be beating. So for me, this has been a test, and I'm happy with it.
Hey, I mean, you could argue that our only consistency has been inconsistency from the majority of the season. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're consistently bad, and now we're consistently great. So there was really no middle ground at all.
If you ain't first, last.
Visit the Yankee Stadium in between.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into our stock up, stock down. Who's going first? Ryder?
I will go first. I'll just piggyback off of what I said earlier. I think Pedro gets the shout for the group stage. I think he had a solid performance. I know everyone else is going to pick Enrique, so I'll go with the uncommon one. So Pedro, great performance in goal for both matches. I'm very happy with his performance and return to form.
And you got a stock down?
Stock down, got to give it to Kyle Smith. 167. I know I was quoting it earlier, but 167 matches. It's his first ever red card in a top league. He had 2 at Louisville, but
you said top league like he was in a different top league than with us.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That's fair. That's my shout.
Cleon, you said you're going Enrique?
Stock up. Yeah, I'll leave Enrique for you though. So I'll go stock up our immigration lawyers. You guys are really. I'm sorry, but you guys have really stepped it up, man. Because y'all used to be trash, man. I used to look at Atlanta and all these people and be like, how the hell they getting these guys in and out? Man, this dude just got here. Now he got a green card and whatever. But now I don't know them Wills. If they ain't done nothing else, man, they have brought them immigration lawyers and they turning them tables, man.
I want to know what the immigration office taught him. Like his finishing since he was there was top class.
They taught him to lean over the ball, not lean back. That's really all it took. Simple.
Just pretend it's a document that he needs to stamp.
You got a stock down?
Stock down. Stock down. I'll go with stock down. I'll go with our attendance. I'll go with attendance. I don't want to directly say fans, so y'all could put 1-on-1 plus together. But I'll go with that.
I'll give that a little bit of a reprieve for the second game though, just because like that I wasn't going out in the rain. So like
I obviously ain't talking about the ones that showed up. So
I want to know who was doing the counting.
That last one, that's fine. That was literally a tropical storm.
Oh, you're absolutely right, but who is saying that was 15,000 people?
We know they always do it off of tickets sold rather than people that went through the turnstile.
I know, but can we be real about it, please?
Oh yeah. No, they never will. That's like a league-wide thing. I'm pretty sure. I'm with you. Like I said, I put it in our group chat when I saw it. I was like, "Come on, be serious!" But it is what it is.
How about you, Mike? Stock up, down?
Stock up. I mean, I'm gonna go give it to Summer Faku. Goal and 2 assists in the group stage. Those are the real ones, at least. He's crushing it. He's been on fire too. I'm honestly a little bit surprised I haven't seen his name pop up in any kind of transfer rumors realistically yet. So this summer he's come on strong. He's scoring goals. He's getting assists. He's playing great. So appreciate him for doing that. And my stock down, I'm not going to go ahead and give it to Kyle either. We don't need to pile on him more, but dude, don't do that. It was stupid. So I'm going to go ahead and give my stock down to. It's not necessarily that this is his fault. They decided they wanted to go ahead and try and get Bracalo more playing time during the group stages, but I'm going to go ahead and give my stock down to Rodrigo Schlegel. It's one of those things. Bracalo kind of came in, and it looks like he's taken that opportunity. He's been playing pretty well. Might not be seeing Rodrigo Schlegel in the starting lineup after Leagues Cup because Bracalo has been playing pretty good. So, and he's a lot less accident prone or mistake prone or Bambi on ice prone that Rodrigo Schlegel is. So,
which can we talk about that sub? Like, why do we bring him on with a 10-man team? That was something. I don't know what, but it was.
Oh, that's because he's trying to make it more defensive, bringing on more defenders. That's all it was. That's a common thing. It doesn't matter that he's accident prone or reckless. It's just they were stacking defenders. That's all it is.
Yeah, we took Janssen out. I think it was more just getting Janssen 45 minutes rest when Oscar knew that we would have had to. We were up 1-0. We would have had to allow 6 goals in the second half for us to not win the group.
Fair enough.
It's true. And that was also Janssen was on a yellow card for dissent because of course he was. So
was that in this match or the Montreal match? I don't know.
No, it's in this match.
Oh,
it was right
after
Kyle got his red card, Janssen got a yellow for yelling about Kyle getting a red card.
Oh, I missed that completely. I should have known that. Janssen getting a yellow card for dissent, that's almost as common as Schlegel getting any kind of card.
My stock up is our emotions as Orlando City fans, because everybody's got to stock up for me, and when everybody's getting stock ups, things must be going right. So
vibes are high.
Yeah, stock up to my vibes when I'm watching the team play, and stock down to Atlanta United for not getting out of the group, getting knocked out. Sorry about that.
Long in the trash heap.
Play him a song on the world's smallest violin.
Don't get to play at Bobby Dodd.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Kennesaw State was also booked.
People
playing college football 25 out there.
Yeah, Mike is currently in his rebuild. So sorry, the Kennesaw State's taken up. So, but yeah,
I won the Heisman at Notre Dame. Okay, you better respect.
Yeah.
Rudy.
Well, I transferred. North Texas was becoming a bit of a hassle. So
let's talk about Facu and Enrique. I mean, we kind of already talked about it, but mostly about with Ramiro Enrique, 6 goals, 6 matches. Could honestly have more goals. He really could, but he's got 1 in each of the last 6. Are we thinking he's going to keep this streak up? I mean, is there any potential chance that he loses the starting job at this point? Does anybody think so?
No.
The only way that I could see them not starting him moving forward at this point is if he either just cools exponentially over like a 3 or 4 game stretch, or he gets hurt. So knock on wood. But I can't see anything happening. Like he's too hot right now. And that's what people were kind of like debating, that being like, well, Duncan's coming back. Do you start Duncan? I'm like, first off, we need
to do is that damn hot, bro. You better.
First, I was going to say, first off, pump your brakes. You need to prepare for life without Duncan. We're going to be talking about some transfer stuff in a little bit, so you'll hear about that. Prepare for life without Duncan. On top of that, no, guy's got 6 goals in 6 games. He scored in each one of them. Like that, you can't like that. That's so uncommon for someone to score at that level with that level of consistency. You should not take that guy off the field until it's well past until he's well past that stretch. Like
until he's taking himself off the field.
Exactly. Thank you for finding the words that I couldn't find.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Enrique has been a revelation, and he's given us hope for life without Duncan. So, and we've always knew he had it in it, but I don't know if we thought he had this all in it. I mean, between him and Ojeda and Facu, it's just been just that trio up top has been nothing short of amazing for the last 6 or 7 matches. So we're excited to have that, and obviously Facu is having his summer of Facu as well, and we're hopefully won't have to worry about him getting transferred out before we make our late season run like we tend to do every year. But if he does, it would be painful for sure to lose Facu, but we haven't really heard anything about it yet.
Facu's got 7 goals and 3 assists since he got snubbed from Copa America. He's also on a really good run.
Did he ever break the contribution streak? I don't know if he did.
It was Ojeda.
Oh, okay.
But that also,
unless it's a secondary assist.
I was going to say you're going to get contested from Cleon on that because he did break. Ojeda did break it in MLS play. If you're counting secondary assists, Leagues Cup does not observe secondary assists. So
I just got to get the eye roll.
Fair, the record he was breaking was full of them fake assists anyway. So what difference? He was breaking a fake record that already stood. So whatever.
Who had the record before?
I don't know.
Was it might have been like Sasha Question.
No chance. If it was, there was definitely some big assists up in there.
Hold on,
I can't think either.
0 chance.
I'll try and figure it out. Well, you talked to somebody else about something.
I'm wondering if it was Facu. I don't know. Yeah, either way, he beat the record. I do remember that, and he got his secondary assist this past match, and he's been unbelievable. I mean, that goal doesn't happen without him, and Ojeda's low key been the player of the summer for me, because he's creating all these chances for Facu and Enrique to capitalize on. And we wouldn't literally have neither of these guys would be where they are right now as hot as they are without a hit on the pitch.
It's crazy because last year our jump was spearheaded by when they finally just inserted Duncan and Wilder, and then this year it's been Ojeda, who he was fighting tooth and nail to not play, and Enrique.
The record, by the way, was Daryl DK.
Oh, wow.
For goal contributions?
Yeah. I think it was just straight goals for him. But yeah, it was his record.
Well, no, because that's who Enrique just broke.
It was the same record realistically. Like as the streak of 6 games in a row. Goals or goal contributions. It was Daryl DK for both.
That makes sense. He did go on a tear.
And we also are familiar with not having players that are good enough to go on that kind of consistent tear.
Yeah, you're talking about Sasha Kleschman.
I mean,
every game probably was a secondary assist. Then,
oh yeah,
he's the king of secondary assists. I'll never forget when they were like, when we signed him, they were like the reigning MLS assist champion, and then Cleon, he had like 22 in a year, and then Cleon went through and was like, this man had 6 real assists.
You got to do that like 9, bro, out of like 22.
He doesn't like them, but he tracks them.
It's like when McDonald's.
I don't track it. I just when I hear something and it's clearly BS, I have to go and fact check it.
Yeah, well, because if you go to
call me the pod fact checker.
If MLS is posting something saying, saying he's got 20 assists, and then Cleon goes to FB Ref and it says he's got 6, Cleon's going to be like, hold up.
They did that with Ache.
Yeah, MLS. They did it with him. I think they also did it with.
I was like, that's not true.
I think they did it with Almada also.
Yep. Yeah, when McDonald's, they're like, "Can you please pull into spot 2?" And then it says that they gave you your food in 25 seconds, but in reality, it took 12 minutes to get your food.
Mm-hmm. That's MLS.
Yeah, that's how bad we got duped. We bought the stock at 25 seconds. In reality, it really took 12 minutes. Yeah, we got. Between that, I'll just never forget that transfer period. Sasha Klesten and Justin Miram. Two of the biggest dupes in MLS history in one transfer period. Tough times. Those are tough times. All right, we move on.
Yeah, you
We
almost
got some
surprised me,
transfer
bro.
rumors.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about transfer rumors. So first, what do you want to say?
I'm going to let you do it because I don't even want to try. I'm usually good with the pronunciation, but I'm going to let you take it over.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Norwegian is not my strong suit. So
You have to say it with passion.
Apologies. Oh yeah, there's none of that right now. Apologies in advance to any of our Norwegian listeners and the Norwegian people for my massacring of this name, but I believe it's Hein Gickling Bruseth.
Wait,
That's
say
the
that
best
one more
attempt.
time?
Yeah,
No passion.
What do you do?
Hein Gickling Bruseth, if that's correct.
What? Okay.
Yeah, dude, that's close to what that's at least how it's spelled. Tom Bogert reported that we've reached out to his club Kristiansand in Norway, interested in the player. He said he thinks it could potentially be a U22 initiative signing. He's 20 years old. From the research I was able to do, plays center mid and CDM. Not much of a super goal scoring threat, but he's good in possession, progressing the ball forward. That's kind of his areas of excelling, but he's super young, could be depth behind the Wilder and Cesar area, along with Kuchevsky. Looking at, putting Ladero back there and Felipe back there, not necessarily been the best situations for us through the year. So I understand us wanting to try and shore up the midfield. That kind of makes a lot of sense. But when Tom posted that, he also said that he's not our only target. So I've been trying to dig, see what I can find. Uncredited sources, so I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. But the other player that I've seen is Vicente Laborda from Boca Juniors, Argentine, 23 years old, plays as mostly a center mid and a cam. So a little bit more goal scoring prowess, but he hasn't been on the field as much because Boca Juniors is a good team. So maybe he's just not cracking the squad. If you want to look at transfer market values for whatever that's worth, Bruseth is about 450K, whereas Laborda is around 2 million. So you can kind of do the math on what we can swing and what might be affordable. Regardless, it looks like they're looking for help in midfield, which I think is super smart. That's kind of where we're going to need to be strongest to get through the end of the season. So I don't know if you guys have anything you add before I add one more thing after that.
Only thing I'll add is if any of you YouTube scouts want to go try to search up some video on Mr. Heineke booted liquor, a tickler. Bro, that was an honest mistake. I didn't even mean to do that. Mr. Heine Tickler. What did you say his name was?
Gickling Bruseth.
Oh, Giggler.
Gickling.
Okay.
And this is why Mike's
if y'all can figure out how to spell his name, number one, I'll say you sometime. You ain't gonna find no type of highlights on this dude. There are none.
Yeah, I found one goal that he scored, and it was fine. It wasn't anything to write home about. It was an all right goal. It was a square back to him at the top of the box. Yes, Thorhalsen had highlights shared on FIFA's pages before, we kind of were able to find some stuff about him. But at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and say, our whatever scouting team we have that's working out in Eastern and Northern Europe, they've been doing some good things. I think Bracalo's still a good signing. Janssen was a good signing. Thorhalsen's a good signing. So maybe this kid is a diamond in the rough. So.
He ends up on the back line, just adds to the Viking back line.
Yeah, that's what I said. I made the joke. I'm like, go ahead and put him at convert him to a left back, and then we just got a whole European back line. So
I'm just stealing.
Have we ever signed a dud from Northern Europe?
So far,
they've all been kind of bangers.
So far, no. Unless you want to go ahead and debate your stance on Adrian Winter, I guess. But
what about
this? Is not the podcast for that.
What about Vanderwater?
You could argue Vanderwater was a dud. Yeah. You could also argue Kara was a dud, even though he did score some goals. So
he was Eastern Europe, though.
Yeah, still Europe. I can say. I don't know.
Technically, we got Yoshi from over there.
Yeah, but he's Peruvian.
We did get Yoshi from Sweden.
Yeah, but he was still over there.
True.
He was Sweden. That's true. Yeah.
He was in Sweden.
That's where we got him from.
Old
Yeah.
Malmo.
I think Van der Vaart's got to be the biggest dud. And he wasn't horrible. He just didn't adapt.
Which it happens, And then, the only other thing I was going to add is just updates around Duncan McGuire. The last I heard over the past couple of days, things I'm finding online, Torino and other championship clubs, those have kind of cooled. But it looks like there's interest in Parma that likes him and Queens Park Rangers in the championship. Those are the two teams that seem to kind of post that there's some interest. So,
but what else is in these tweets that you're reading?
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. This is a message to everybody who's seeing those tweets when they're coming out. A lot of these people are saying that his contract ends in December.
Yeah, that's BS.
Friendly reminder, it does not. And a lot of the folks, the pundits in Europe who are reporting on the rumors and whatnot, they don't really do option years in Europe. And I know a lot of our fans have Kyle Larin PTSD. You guys have to remember Kyle Larin's situation. Yes, we did not get the money that we thought we should have gotten, but that ended up leading to a ruling from FIFA that his contract option years were valid. And that's how we ended up getting like a $3 million transfer fee for Kyle Larin. So you guys that are paranoid saying, oh, he's going to pull a Kyle Larin, it is not possible for him to do that anymore. Otherwise, he would have done it last winter. Like, he really wanted to leave last winter. And guys, remember everything that happened during that winter with him trying to leave. It would have happened already if that was something that he was trying to do. He's still going to play out his contract if he's here. He doesn't want to sign a new contract because they're not agreeing on the money. But I mean, I still think that we're going to move on from him. I think he's going to end up getting a deal. QPR, honestly, would probably be an awesome fit. I think he's built for the championship. Parma, I think, would be fun. They're an Italian club, just got promoted to Serie A again, have an American owner. They wear fun jerseys. Maybe that would be cool. But curious to see. I still think he's going to end up going, but right now I'm happy that he's here along for the ride for Leagues Cup because we might need him. He might play back.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, to anyone that's going to say, oh, he doesn't want to be here, oh, he wants to force himself out. The dude hopped on a plane. I said it earlier. He hopped on a plane. He came back. He played 2 days later. If that's not a player that doesn't want to be here and contribute, and even if he's trying to build up his own repertoire, he still wants to contribute to Orlando City. So let's have him while he's here. Yeah, this is probably going to be the end for him. He's probably going to do Leagues Cup and maybe get a transfer out, but let's enjoy it while we can. Don't trash on him. Let him go with dignity. He'll probably be one of the better people we have sent out. And let's wish him well, because going to the championship or going to Serie A, that's going to be fun for him, and I'll be rooting for him over there too.
I'm going to keep it real. I thought he'd be gone already. So the longer, as far as I'm concerned, the longer this is going and he's not going, I'm not so sure he's going to be gone, whether he wants to or not. I think it could end up like that Facu situation where we all thought he was gone, and then guess what? 2 years down the line, he's still damn here.
Yeah, he didn't have
look what he's doing.
I'll believe it when I see it when he's gone.
Fair enough.
I agree with Cleon.
I think they're looking. I think they're looking, but the same with Facu. They're not just going to give him away. You know what I mean?
They want him to get the right price for us and give him the right place for him.
I don't think the right deal's sitting. I don't think the right deal's out there right now, and that's why he's still here.
I also might add, if there's any agent that's going to try and pull this fast one shenanigans, it's Duncan McGuire's agent, who is one of the worst agents in the history of the planet. So he does not have a great track record. He has embarrassed himself numerous times, and Orlando City Twitter has embarrassed him as well. So,
Mr. Megaludus.
If there's anybody going to try it, it's probably him. But what do we say, Mike? $3 million. If we get $3 million, it converts all to GAM, TAM. Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
so that's the thing. They changed the rule. They changed the way that the rule operates in the middle of the season here. So it used to be that if there was a transfer over, it doesn't matter the amount, you could convert up to 1.15 million to GAM. That GAM could be used either this year, next year, whenever down the road. Doesn't matter. It's discretionary. You can use it when you want to. However, they now changed it to, I believe, each window you can convert a maximum of 3 million into GAM. I think it's total. So realistically, if you only have one outgoing transfer and you sell them for $4 million, you can convert 3 million into salary relief. So before, if you sold one person for 4 million, you could only get 1.15. Now, if you sell one person for 4, you can get 3 million. It's going to be better for filling out the middle of the roster with better salaries for players. So that's the hope, at least. All of this to say that, how much money teams have is kept completely secret. So trying to figure out the salary cap doesn't really matter because you'll never be able to do it. But, that's what we know.
Something to think about.
Yep.
And that might be the blessing in disguise of this failed transfer if we can get him, because if we would have sold him in the last window, we would have only got that 1.15
exactly
transferable. And now we can maybe get a little more than double that. So, all right, let's preview the Cruz Azul match on Friday at home. Big match. Hopefully we get some butts in the seats, some more people there. This is the first paid round, though, I might add. So it'll be interesting. This is going to be the interesting part. This is where we really start to see the boycott, in my opinion. So
where the money meets the road.
Yeah, this is where it comes in. But tell me how y'all are feeling. I'm gonna say 1-1 Orlando City and Pens, 10-0. Cleon?
I'm gonna say 3-2 Orlando. I think we pull it off. I don't know how.
Gets a goal.
Like, I could be completely wrong on this score and even the finish, but I just feel like we finally pull it off because we've been so close to beating one of these Mexican giants, and I just feel like we're right there. And I think if we're gonna do it, I think this is the time. I think it's coming.
Does Ramiro get his 7th and 7?
No. I hope so, but I don't think so.
So Cleon's calling the Martino Hayda show.
Yeah. I think Facu gets one. I think Arando gets one. Maybe Roder or
maybe
something.
Bracalo.
Maybe Owen Goal.
Yeah, he's been close
from the
bro.
Euros.
He's been close. He's been close. I can see
on the set pieces. Ryder?
I'm feeling good about this match. I think it's going to be close. Both of their Leagues Cup matches have ended in draws, and they've split it. They lost to Charlotte on Pens, and they beat Philly in Pens. Their start to the season in the Apertura was pretty good. They won, I believe, their first 3, and then they drew their 4th going into Leagues Cup. I still think we can beat this team. I think it's going to be tough. I think we're going to have to make a lot of tactical decisions, especially when it comes to it. Who do you guys think takes Kyle Smith's place? That's one question I did have.
Santos, easy.
You got to be Santos.
If Santos can perform, and if, as much as I want to agree that Cleon that this might be the end of green card Enrique, I think if Enrique can perform and Ojeda can perform, even I could say Facu, but I think those 3 are the keys with Santos. I think we can beat this team. I do think it's going to be close. So I will agree with Alex. It's going to be 2-2, and we're going to win on penalties and make it 10-0. One thing going live just now, if we win this match, it'll be DC or Mazatlan, as Mike has said earlier, with the result of the New England DC match going final just now. So
cool. Good to know.
Hey, and with Enrique, Mind you, I'm not saying I think his hot streak stops. I just don't think he gets 7 in a row.
You think he gets just to beat the joke to death today? Do you think he gets a secondary assist?
No, he's never getting a secondary assist. That dude gets his foot on the ball. He's putting it up, bro.
All right, so down for secondary assist. How do we bet on that, Mike?
I'm not down that bad, man. Like,
2-2,
I know that as
he
soon
went on
as
time.
you're sitting there trying to convince yourself, do I bet on a Bracalo anytime goal? Like,
I could see it.
I can see it too.
1-800-bet.
No, that's not the right phone number. It's 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Sorry, I don't have.
The fact that y'all know.
Well, the gambler stand up.
One time, Mike and I did a conference call.
The conference call.
Yeah, we asked them for tips and they didn't have anything.
Wow.
It's like, this phone number is stupid. What a waste of time.
The phone number is stupid.
Mike, what's your prediction?
So I mean, you guys were, two of you winning on PKs, one of you winning by 1 goal. Guys, David Bracalo and Robin Janssen, they're going to be checking their pockets, and they're going to find a little Greek in there named Yakumakis because he wasn't going to be able to do nothing. We're winning this game 3-0, baby. 3-0. And Enrique is going to get a brace and Facu from the spot.
Can I have my hat trick, please?
No, you cannot.
No, absolutely not.
We will never get another one in our existence. And the reason why I'm saying it so forcefully is because I do want it to happen. So trying to reverse psychology this thing. So
I'm there with you.
All right. Let's see. 30 seconds each for shout-outs. Who's got one?
Shout out to a very sad summer for the U.S. soccer program, crashing out of Copa America in spectacular fashion, firing our coach, and then showing up to the Olympics for the first time in recent memory. I think it's 16 years, and then crashing out against a lot of teams. So not great. Go ladies. You've won it on PKs or in extra time, not PKs, the last 2 times. Go get that gold. Show once again that the guys need to get their crap together.
I'm going to say shout out to the Orlando Pride. 5 players in the gold medal final that represent the Orlando Pride. So
it's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Absolutely great
awesome.
shout out.
I mean, obviously, that's a case for the best. I mean, the women's, they bring their full team. It's not like the men's. It's like U23 and stuff. It's the full bore. So.
U23 and Walker
3.
Zimmerman.
Yeah.
So, I'd love to understand.
Or if you're France, Alexander Lacazette.
Yeah, I'd love to understand why they still do it that way. Like, why is only men's soccer the U23 tournament, but then the other tournament, like basketball? Yeah, no, all the pros. Like,
and shout out to the 3v3 pickup basketball that got bounced.
Not shout out to that. They should be. They're not welcome back.
Yeah, I think
anti shout out.
I think us 4 could have been a better team.
Still want to get a handball team together. I think we could rock it.
Mike.
So I got 2 quick ones. First, because I was mentioning the shirt earlier. Shout out to Paradise of Flowers. He does a bunch of cool bootleg stuff of a bunch of things that I like. So if you guys like fun shirts from pop culture things, let me know. I'll get you connected with his info. That's not sponsored. And the other thing is shout out to Manscaped League One. I can't wait to actually get this belt sent back to me in my new home. I love you guys. I love the group chat. But I'm coming for the league this year. Cleon, you can work on that spreadsheet all you want. 740 lines and nothing.
Mike's going to come all the way back just to get the belt.
Cleon, I saw what you did when you won your other league and you showed up at midnight. I am going to fly from Colorado and show up at your house.
There it is.
So if you win the league, I'm so certain you're not winning the league. If you win the league, I will fly to Colorado myself and hand it to you.
I want to see Leon.
Are you gonna run the Are you going to run the 40 to get there, or what are you going to do? Like,
You guys
I
hear
got a
that train?
question, Mike.
It's a revenge train. It ain't done. I finished second. I'm coming for it this year.
There we go.
I'm
I'll
coming
just
for it.
be happy to be in the top 4. Get
Just don't
my
get
Champions
relegated,
League
bro.
place. I won't get relegated as long as. Thank you guys for moving the draft, so I'm not drafting from a plane coming back from Ireland. So
got to
appreciate
buy
that.
the in-flight Wi-Fi.
Yeah, exactly.
Alex bringing the stereotypical Orlando attitude. Just happy with the playoffs, baby. That's
Yep. I haven't won a fantasy. The last time I've won 2 fantasy leagues. The last time that the longest fantasy league I've ever been in was a non-money league, and the one time that there was a 1-year money league and 3 members never paid me.
Oh yeah, I'm not in leagues like that.
So
I get paid,
Mike,
baby.
yeah, gotta get paid. Mike, one question
Yeah.
about your t-shirts. Do they, with a shout out to Scotty Scheffler and his gold and his big comeback, 9 birdies in his final round to win gold, just even though he wanted to have fun. My mother needs a birthday gift. She loves Scotty Scheffler more than she loves me. Do they have a Scotty Scheffler shirt?
No, they don't.
That's unfortunate.
No,
Mike, this is a trophy you'll be playing for.
Ooh, yeah. You got to let me know the details on that, so that way I can get that all sorted. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
I haven't. If you still need another body for that, let me know.
No, yeah, you're in. This has been in my.
Well, no, I'm
house
saying I
throughout the last 4
had
years.
another buddy who was interested. If you needed another person.
Oh, I don't know if we do or not. I have to get with the commish.
Sounds good.
But yeah, that's my pride and joy. 3 out of 4 years it's been in this house. The Papa Johnson Trophy, the Ocho. Cleon, you got a shout out? We've given you enough time to think one up.
Yeah, I'll shout out. Sometimes a man is born in the shadows, and born behind a famous father, even if he's a deadbeat. And sometimes, your name will haunt you. You know what I mean? People see your name and they think of your father, but sometimes you just gotta step out of them shadows and you become the man. And it becomes a time when you are no longer the man, you are no longer a boy, and you become a man, and you become the king. And the King Rizzler, the King Riz God of all time, Dominic Mysterio, the greatest Mysterio of all time.
No,
Not Ray, not that deadbeat Ray, but the greatest Mysterio of all time. You ever heard of Rey Mysterio, Alexis? Huh?
God, honestly, I thought you were about to tell us you're moving to Bermuda and you're taking over the chicken empire.
This is greater than things like that, bro. This is greater than things like that. There's a time when you have to make choices in life, and people don't understand. You might have a wife, you might have a work wife, you might have a work side chick, you might have all these things because that's how great of a man you are, and all the things are handed to you on a platter, and sometimes say no. Don't do that. You can't have that. That's not for you. But then she brings you big giant plates of chicken tenders.
Of chicken
At work.
And chocolate cake.
And she buys you a PS5 and things like this. And I mean, what are you supposed to do as a man? When they deliver chicken tenders for free, you won't even have to pay for it. Buying you PS5s and things like this. It's just sometimes decisions have to be made and people have to get cut. So Dominic Mysterio, my hat's off to you, son. You have become the number one Mysterio of all time.
false.
And the greatest Riz God of all time. Hats off.
I'm not going to deny that second part, but no, Ray's still the GOAT.
Mike, I'm glad you know what's going on because
It took me literally Googling to figure out this was once again about wrestling.
I mean I knew that, but I have no idea the context. Like I said,
Neither do I.
I thought Cleon was officially gaining control of the chicken empire.
So basically, I mean, we're over time. So he had 2 chicks. He made a decision. He went for the one that gave him chicken and a PS5. Well, yeah, he does have an actual real wife that's probably not thrilled with what's going on.
Thanks for the sum.
Yeah, but basically, he's punching way above his weight class. If I'm being honest, with both of the women that he's in the store that are involved.
Well, on that note, we'll see you Friday night on the Den After Dark.
Let's go.
And we'll be back next week, hopefully after a win, preview our next matchup against
DC,
Mazatlan,
or DC or Jose Colman.
There you go.
We'll see.
Can't be good, bro.
Cleon's hoping it's Mazatlan, even though it just beat DC 5-0.
It'd be purple on purple violence. It'd be crazy.
I didn't even know that. All right. Vamos Orlando, y'all. We'll see you guys Friday night on the Den After Dark. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Orlando Lions Den podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Orlando Lions Den on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next week in the Den.